Rania is a woman from South Asia who was in London at the beginning of the story. At that time, she was 25 years old and had been disowned by her family for marrying against their wishes. Soon after the marriage, she discovered her husband already had 2 wives with children. Within a year, Rania's love match broke down into abuse. After a violent incident at home, the police were called by neighbours. Her husband was arrested and the police took Rania to the Home Office to seek support. From there, she was sent to a hostel where she was able to apply for asylum. She was supported by Savera UK and has found the help necessary to carry on. Rania felt the police were on her side and really cared. They also communicated her situation well. Rania feels safe now, despite the threat to her life from her in-laws and her own family. She says, "At least I can live."
TINU is a single mum to 2 amazing teenage boys. She came to the United Kingdom from Nigeria to seek protection from domestic violence, child abuse, and to stop harmful practices from being perpetrated to her kids. She was left with no option than to seek protection for her and her boys. Her kids have always loved to be professional footballers, and true to their dreams, her youngest son was scouted by 2 UK Premier League football clubs. TINU had never wished for anything than to see her sons be happy again after all the trauma that they had been through. Tears of joy rolled from their eyes when they were told he was scouted. But their dream began to fall apart when her son was denied the opportunity to be a trialist for the clubs because of his status as an asylum seeker. She asked the scout, was the trial a show of status or was it a show of talent? He couldn't say a word. Her son at first stopped training, so TINU asked his grassroots coach to keep encouraging him. She and her son also watched videos of footballers who had made it to see what they went through for motivation. TINU believes it is not over until it's over. Her son is back to training now and says that it is the club's losses. TINU wants to encourage people in similar situations not to give up. She says, "I know our dream will come through someday and there is always hope for the living."
When Anna received a generous scholarship for a joint degree in Women's and Gender Studies to be completed in an EU country and the UK, she was ecstatic. She was excited to leave her abusive in-laws' home and once again pursue her aspirations that she had to let go of because of her forced marriage. But in the host EU country, she faced roadblocks, discrimination, and abuse. She felt she had stepped into the fire from the frying pan. In the eyes of local policies, Anna was a non-entity as a student and parent. She was looked down upon for giving into motherhood by many women she met. Her interactions with most people were coloured by their assumptions that she was a refugee because of the colour of her skin and her hijab. Domestic violence and divorce combined with destitution and homelessness through the pandemic resulted in her arriving in the UK as an asylum seeker. Anna was apprehensive. Merseyside, however, has been very different for Anna. Here, people have been kind, generous, and welcoming. The UK is more open to the idea of student parents, with many universities providing services including family-friendly housing for those students. Most of all, people don't make her feel like a lesser human, and if they find out you are an asylum seeker, they tend to be supportive and understanding. Looking back on her time in Europe, Anna says, "I only survived that time through the power of other women's friendship and the kindness of individuals in a largely unsympathetic environment.